Do the stereotype one, the bigotry one.
Are you gonna like show that, or are you just gonna?
Yeah, but it's like complicated because I think her mother's black, but because like she and her mother don't have a really good relationship, and so like as she gets older, she's kind of, and why she never really respected her mother to begin with was because she had all these like deep like racist like beliefs that she didn't even realize that she had that came from her grandmother and stuff.
Personal narratives. And these are going to go into a magazine, they might go college essays. These are true stories told in the first person. And these are like rough drafts and papers that are going to be in the final form in a week or two. Okay, Jessica, go ahead.
All right, there it goes flying out the window. Excuse me, ma'am. Could you please pay your fare? I'm looking for my money. Ma'am, you should have done that before you got on. All right, here's the token.
You have these programs like I Have a Dream, which take kids from a neighborhood and give them very special help. Why not, instead of picking a neighborhood or a race or an ethnic group, why not pick a talent? And why couldn't that talent be creative writing?
You don't know what pain is? Do y'all like pain, right? Y'all like it? Oh, I didn't think y'all like it, but you know what? That's gonna be about my next rap. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Pain! 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 How can I begin to introduce you to my pain? Come let's blood, to the chest, let's get good.
So you're a playwright.
Now keep in mind, this is Diversity in Clark, as my dad likes to call it, limp wrist central. I don't wear an earring, so I had nothing to worry about. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know. I classify the customers into 3 categories: sitters, drinkers, and watchers. The sitters are the best.
It's a good way to express yourself. If you're not good at, social skills, like I'm not very good at talking with people, but writing, you can express yourself in so many different ways.
Oh God. Okay, I'm working on this thing. It's my experiences with hair dye.
The idea is that we recruit kids as freshmen. We recruit from all over the city. They join the program as sophomores. We restrict the number to about 18 per year. They stay in the program for 3 years, come into class, working on their writing. When they're all done, they get a $2,000 a year scholarship for college. And we hope they've gained a lot of experience and know a lot more about their writing skills and where they might take them.
Here's what I ask. Before you read, give us one thing that you want us to listen for so that we can give you some insight, some advice afterwards, if you want it. If you don't want any advice, you're quite convinced that what you've got is working, then just read.
Get off the bus. I turned just to see Bob bend over and pick up his hanky. Those tight gray pants hugged his ass like your Aunt Thelma at a family reunion.
I know on my deathbed no one will be there with me, and as I see the light, I will finally feel happiness, for now I am no longer a nuisance or taking up that space. Until then, I will never be truly happy.
How he starts out that one with, he's got a black monster in his head. Well, he can talk about, because he feels like he's taking up space and he feels bad about that. That's why he's got that black monster in his head.
Like when I first came here, I didn't expect all the freedom that Bob gives us. He encourages us to just, go with whatever we want to do and, write about whatever we want to write about.
Express myself more. Something I never did at home and nothing like that.
They make you think more than school assignments, I would say.
I thought it was going to be more of a class, but it's a lot less stress.
Like in school, you have to go by like the criteria that your teacher gives you, but here you just get to do whatever. You get to go like in all different kind of directions with your writing.
English in high school isn't creative writing. We generally are expected to read books and write stupid essays on them.
We have no mandated curriculum. The curriculum here flows from the kids.
I think what's happened that with the heavy emphasis now in schools on test taking and reading scores and all this measurable stuff, that we're seen as kind of a chance for kids to relax.
Telepoetics is a poetic teleconference, and we connect poets around the world. We're sending pictures and live voice. So it is a Los Angeles-Chicago connection that we are so proud to be a part of.
Ditto on that from Chicago.
Hi, Chicago!
We're going to do this ping pong thing, back and forth. Who wants to step off the mark first? Los Angeles or Chicago? What you want to do?
My name's Julia Gonzalez, and I'm a junior at Angeles Plaza Continuation High School. And the name of my poem is I Am. I am me, and nobody will ever change that. I am hateful when I'm hated. I am proud that I did something with my life instead of being gang affiliated.
Hello, how you guys doing? Hope you're having a great time. I just don't understand why we have to live this way. A world made of violence each and every day. Drive-by shootings, guns and gangs. I can't believe I survived to see one more day.
Bob had given us this assignment where there was like A, B, C, D, E, F. And each letter you had to come up with a word. And so I came up with weary, sickened, death, so unjust, and bewildered. Since there's 6 letters, each verse had to be 6 lines, but using each word in each line. Okay, so mine was entitled Only to Gain. Okay, the day is gray and I feel weary. A poison has come over me and I am a day when all that is unjust struggles to stay alive. And I stand away in complete awe, subtly bewildered.
I start off with some of his first starter sentences. I thought that they were goofier than they weren't. Something that not to my liking, and I end up writing like some cool stuff.
One time Bob gave us an article and we had to like select a bunch of words from this article and then using those words like form a poem.
We had this one assignment where we had to look into each other's eyes and stuff and tell what we saw.
He said, you should be glad. Just close your eyes and hold on tight, and it won't be so bad. I told him he was crazy and turned to walk down the stair. He said, you will not leave me, and grabbed me by my hair.
When I said, take us to a place you think none of us have ever been, is this where your mind went right away?
Yeah, because it was kind of like one of those people that you really, really trust.
Most of the assignments are prompts that Bob comes up with over the course of the week under the constraints of these units. A playwriting unit, a short story unit, a poetry unit.
The teaching involves the teacher, the learner, and with stuff. Teacher, learner, and stuff. And the stuff can be concepts, it can be skills, it can be values, it can be knowledge. But the thing we shouldn't do, the teacher is not somebody who pours the stuff into the student. The teacher is somebody who lets the stuff come out of the student.
These outreach programs we have in the neighborhoods, these workshops, are very important. You know, we go into schools, we go to agencies like Cycle. We have an agency on the north side called Neon, which is a homeless shelter for high school kids. We work at some of the new charter schools now. We offer classes for adults, we offer classes for younger kids. It's all about creative writing.
This is the wild, wild wonders. This is the wild, wonders.
Neon Street is a program that serves young people, teenagers, young adults in transition on their way to adulthood, learning how to become full-grown people in this world and take on responsibilities.
Ohio, Ohio blue.
I'd like to dedicate this one to my mother. I would like to ask for her permission to tell her that I love her. Mama, may I? It's me, your son, PG. I'm here to ask you why. I'm all alone in these streets with no more tears to cry.
Wednesday nights, we get together in the conference room. We start off with an open mic. People shoot off at the mouths. People get crazy.
Stop knocking at my door. I'm not the answer. Do not scream at me. I didn't do no wrong. Stop beating at me. I did not strike you. I loved you, but you got in the way. You punished me for it, but I was not aware of how fast it could take over.
We do a writing workshop Everybody writes, everybody gets stuff out, and then we share it with each other. And the mood in that room is elevated, it is religious.
Imagine standing on a path full of gold, as bright as the sun, one for people full of hope, and children running around playing happily. Where am I?
We've got all these people that are coming from histories that are torn up, and they're coming together, and they're finding what they have in common. They're turning that struggle into a celebration of themselves.
First, we sat down and tried to come up with some real sort of tight idea, and then as we sat longer, we realized, hey, this is hard to do.
The theme was sort of originally supposed to be writing, but we decided that the best way to do that was just to try to draw things that we would write about.
The kids in this project are, I don't know, they're on a pretty high level intellectually for kids their age. I was pretty impressed, Definitely made it a lot easier for me. I didn't have to be like, come on guys, Well, sometimes I did,
Yeah.
but.
I didn't realize how much contests would be a big part of this. Contests give you deadlines.
Endless stretches of asphalt, concrete, and tar eaten up and spit out by the spinning jaws of rubber.
I'm stoned, sleepless, overworked, penniless, misjudged.
My order is disorder. Chaos waits outside the door. Screaming bloody murder. I can't take it anymore!
You got a piece obviously for yourself, for your section.
From me?
From you.
Usually Young Chicago Authors has had like one magazine a year. I'm averaging about 6 a year because it's good to have their stuff out there. They write so people can read it.
You write a piece and you see it published. That's like one of the coolest things. I think that Bob really tries to get work published because it is good for me when you see your own work.
I feel like in teaching here, I'm working with some of the brightest, most creative youth in our city, and I feel in a very small sense like I have the creative intellectual pulse of youth, and in return what I'm given is a continued youth.
All my friends, whenever they want to make plans on Friday night, I always say, "Oh, I have to be up early the next day. I'll go out for a minute, but then I have to go home and go to bed." And they talk about how depressing it must be to go to work on Saturday morning, but it's really the best part of my week.
Too many people think that teenagers, especially inner city kids, they just squander their time, and I think something like this, it gives them ownership, and they like coming back. They like having a home base. We have a lot of our graduates come back.
Every set that comes in is a family, and by me being in the class of 97, this is a whole nother family that I'm like a long lost cousin.
The people, I shall never forget the people.
It's like a whole big old family.
We can't have anyone ordinary come here. God, we need to get some of these orange haired people in here.
The atmosphere is like, it's phenomenal.
I've met a lot of different and strange people, and they turned out to be cool.
Everyone, they don't know how much they mean to me. They're the brothers and sisters I wish I had.
Some of the kids we have are just very serious, good writers, and writing will clearly, be at the center of life in one way or another. I think other kids have discovered that they like writing, they're very good at it. They're going to probably sell insurance or be lawyers or be doctors, but I think they're always going to want to be writing. And I think this has helped them define themselves in terms of writing.
I'm trying to set up a program for something like Here, but in Pilsen, where I help out teenagers and older people to tell their life stories.
Some of the greatest writers that I've ever read, I'm sure a ton of them will be famous or just doing stuff that's, really important for the world in terms of writing.
I want to be a journalist for Rolling Stone magazine.
But it has to be movies for me.
Cover obstetrician or pediatrician.
I want to be a writer.
Pediatrician.
Ann was selling her camera.
I'll probably be writing for the rest of my life.
Bob bought it and he gave it to me.
I think Hollywood could use some good writers, don't you think?
Being a photographer, it wasn't for YCA and my other programs, I would have been like totally insane.
YCA is probably easily, if I died tomorrow, and if I died in the next 30 years, it still would be the same. The best experience I ever went through in my entire life.